This is actually a piece that the New Yorker wrote about me when I bought my Birkin. So, spend 12 grand on a bag and you get a bonus New Yorker article thrown in. Pretty good deal if you ask me.
What's the piece about?
Basically, this is the part I don't tell. The piece is about people who have Birkins who probably shouldn't have them because they're too young and not established enough financially. So I was a little baby when I bought it and I shouldn't have spent the money on it, but I did and I don't regret it. And I have a New Yorker piece to prove it. Hello, welcome to my apartment in New York City in Union Square. Come on in. My name is Ryan Dziadul, spelled very confusingly with a D and a Z in there. And my day job is at Jonathan Adler doing the PR and business development. And then my also day job on the side and evenings is as a blogger for body advocacy. It is a place for guys who might be bigger than average who also want to explore fashion. So you walk into our apartment and the first thing you see is our kitchen, which is bad because it's gross. But I guess actually before you even get there, this is our shoe and accessory zone. So we keep a shoe-free home, and this is mostly sneakers. The loafers are shoved in the closet, and then bag of the day goes here, so you just have a spot to dump your purse. Mine's the Birkin, it's not my husband's, don't get it twisted. And then shove my Crocs underneath as a little Croc dock. And if you're not wearing Crocs, you gotta get on it, they're amazing. The thing I like most about them is that you can personalize them. They call them gibbets, but I call them charms. And I love anything that I can put my monogram on, including Crocs. This is not always here, but I knew I was having company, and it's the creme de la creme of my collection. Like, any man who's obsessed with a Birkin. So I got this maybe 7 years ago, and I will never get another one because they are so overpriced, but I love having it. If you're in the market, the thing you need to know is they're heavy as hell. So try to find one that you can try out first. Otherwise, you're gonna get tendonitis, I swear. And meanwhile, I've spent my whole 401k, but 7 years later, I love it and still carry it every time. If you don't live in New York, you might not realize this, but I would say 99.9% of kitchens are terrible, and ours falls into that category too. We have made it slightly less terrible by basically applying stickers to everything. So the first thing we did was get some contact paper for the counters. No, it's not marble, and if you look, there's little air bubbles, but it was this white Formica before, and it made the kitchen feel like a combination of nursery school meets nursing home. And so we had to change it. We changed the hardware, which is secretly more expensive than you think. I think we spent $200 on new hardware. The stickers were not expensive for the counters, but my favorite part is actually this tile, or should I say tile, because this is also a sticker. It is from Smart Tiles. I did a lot of research. You should not buy another brand if you're wanting to do this. Just use Smart Tiles. And I think personally, it has made a huge difference and turned our disgusting kitchen into a less disgusting kitchen. And kind of that's the best you can hope for in New York sometimes. Okay, so you've come in, you've dropped your bag, you've decropped your feet, you've admired the stickers in the kitchen. Where to now? We go right this way into the living room, which if you're paying attention, you might realize it's all one room. That's another perk of New York living. And this is sort of our treasure zone. So it's things that are important to both my husband and me, but mostly me, because I make the rules in the house. And I guess the things that I love the most are, these bookends are from work. They're Jonathan Adler, and when we got married, they gave them to us. There's 2 with a mustache. These are from the dearly departed store Sea Wonder. The dust is mine. I added that myself. It didn't come with it. And these little brass ducks I actually got out of the trash. So.
What kind of trash? On the street?
From our building's trash nook, where you put things you think that other people might want. And guess what? Wanted them. And I've been using them very happily ever since, and I think they look like they could have come from my grandmother's house in Massachusetts. I think my interior design aesthetic sort of tells the same story as my wardrobe. It's pretty classic, a little preppy, sort of mid-century, a little masculine, not super masculine, and messy. And those are the M words I would use to describe our style. So as you make your way into the living room, which again is the same room we were just in 5 feet ago, this is another spot I really like. So this is our gallery wall. And I'm not saying I like it just because there's not one but 2 pictures of me. These are actually both by Brooke Lit on Instagram, so you should check her out. And I don't know, there's just so much history here. This was my house growing up in Massachusetts that my parents had painted. This is by a fabulous artist called Luke Edward Hall. And then this was a postcard that my husband had growing up of the Concorde. How much do you wish that you were able to fly the Concorde? I know it crashes, but I kind of think I would take a chance. Oh, I have to show this. So this is my brother, me, and my dad. We went to an old-timey photo booth, and I really embraced the character. I've got the gun slung over my shoulder, the big belly. I'm so glad that has ended up in my stash of art. I wish I had a cuter, more clever name for what this stack of Hermès boxes is. I think the truth is it's just evidence of a shopping addiction. But I will say the color kind of brightens up the corner. So dusty. There. This one, which is a heart-shaped box, as you can tell, which I spilled a little Tide on, but we'll just say that's patina. And this was for a scarf with hearts on it, clearly, but this was just so clever, and I won't say that I bought the scarf because of the box, but I also won't say I didn't buy the scarf because of the box. The thing that I've almost been tripping over this whole time, you might be wondering what it is. It's not for looks, it's for function. It is actually a foot massager. This is my routine. It's a very intimate look at my foot health routine. You shove them in, you turn it on. I don't know what any of the buttons do, so I press them all. And then you're just in heaven. It's kneading, it's squeezing, it's heating. Yeah, it's ugly, but some things are worth it, and I think this is worth it. This is where my work magic happens at Jonathan Adler. So this, I don't know if it's true. I'm gonna say it's true. It's from Hermès. It was given to me by a former coworker who used to work there, and it's supposedly a sample scarf that they didn't produce. So I had it framed, and it's French. I'm a Francophile, and the colors are great. They're my colors. All right, I'm living my cribs fantasy and showing you the bedroom, which is where the magic happens. And I don't know, I just really like this spot in the house. This was in our dining room growing up. It's not meant to be a bedside table, as you can see by the size, shape, scale, color, any of it. And it's full of all my favorite little treasures. Everything I'm reading, Hermès bookmark, because I told you I can't resist an overpriced anything. All my perfumes and some lotions and potions, and this was actually a gift from my husband. It's from Ralph Lauren, my jewelry box. I don't even know what's in there, but I know it's tarnished. This is probably what is my most prized possession on earth. This tray was on my grandmother's vanity as I was growing up, and she lived in Bass Rocks, which is a neighborhood in Gloucester, and this tray says Bass Rocks, Gloucester. This I love, and it's also embarrassing because whenever people see it, they're like, oh, did you go to Yale? And I'm like, nope. But this was in my grandmother's house growing up, and if you look, it is from 1904. So I live in permanent fear that one day it's just gonna crumble into dust. But until that happens, I'm loving it, I'm enjoying it, and I love that he has a cigarette in his hand. It was, different times, I guess. Over the bed, this actually came from, it was in our house growing up, and then I snatched it back from my father. It's a local artist in Massachusetts, a father and son artist. You're probably not supposed to hang heavy things over your bed, but it's a risk I think is worth taking because it just reminds me of the beach in the middle of the city, and what could be bad about that? And now, I'll show you what I like to do with my scarves. So as you may recall, this is actually the scarf that I bought because I liked the box, but the good news is I also like the scarf itself. And what I always do is start by folding it in half, and then kind of keep doing that. It helps to have a work surface, and then make like a noodle, which I'm sure is not what Hermès would like their products described as. Kind of wrap it around, and then strangle yourself ever so slightly, and then tie a little knot, which you can either leave because it's like jaunty, or normally I wear this over a button-down shirt. You can like tuck them in, but you know, then you just futz with it until you feel comfortable. But that's it. This is the like patented Ryan Dziadul neck brace scarf. Keeps my head on, keeps me stylish.